Ready to make the leap from day job to being your own boss but have no idea where to start? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which path is best. Welcome to another episode of BTV, where we are free to be creatively you and me. I am so excited that you are here, and I'm so excited to share this video with you. It has kind of been forever in the making because this is the video that really, when I first started out, I was so confused about what I was doing, where to begin, and how I should go about building this life and business and creative entrepreneurship, this empire, so to speak, of what I was trying to build with my creativity. And so I just hit the ground running, right? And I hit the ground running, not knowing where I was going or what I was doing. And it had its plus and minuses, but the minuses far outweighed the good. When I first started out on this creative entrepreneur path and working for myself and being my own boss, I had no idea what exactly it was that I was trying to build or that I was trying to create. So I just took classes galore without even knowing what I should be learning. I was like, just give me everything, feed my brain, and maybe I can figure out from all this vat of chaosness and learning. And what I realized further on down the line, hindsight being 2020, is that during that time I was so focused on being an online biz, which we're going to talk about in this video, but I wasn't 100% an online biz. I was trying to monetize things like drag, that was my passion and my creativity, and other things that just didn't fall into the grand scheme of this empire, this thing that I'm trying to build and create. And so in this video, I am going to lay out the differences of what these business models, so to speak, can be when you decide to work from yourself. And that is an online business or online biz creator, creative entrepreneurship, and creative. And so this is a very cut and dry because this is a very explanatory video of what each section is. Of course, we know the reality is that it's much, much, much more fluid than this cut and dry box. But the goal is to help you see and understand what you are, so that way you can go forth in that mode and only find the resources and tools that you need to explore to help whatever kind of biz model that you decide on grow. But before we get started, I would love to know what kind of biz model you think you have. So either an online biz, creative entrepreneurship, or maybe you're just creative. Before we get started, it's kind of like how, like when you would go to school, you would take the pre-quiz to kind of see where you were at. And then at the end of the class, you would take the post-quiz, with everything that you learned. I just kind of want you to get in the headspace of recognizing where you are and taking this journey to figure out where you actually are going or where you actually want to go. So take a moment, drop down in the comments below what you think you are. Online entrepreneur, creative entrepreneur, online business owner, creative entrepreneurship, or creative. So the first one that I really kind of want to break down and talk about is an online business owner, online biz creator. And so I think that in the sphere of online marketing and online business, and when you hear about people becoming, online teachers and entrepreneurs, this is the realm that they're really kind of focusing on. The online biz and creator space is really somebody who has goods or services, a skill, so to speak, that they monetize in an online space. They're still passionate and creative about what they do, but they're really more about niching themselves into kind of already a pre-established mold or realm, like coaching, copywriting, B2B, business to business, online marketing, website design. All of these things are skills that are learned either through school, self-taught, that people go online and monetize and give services, create services for. And the few examples of this is my mentor, Melissa Casera. She is a screenwriter and a PR expert who has created an online class called Obsess, which teaches her students how to create an obsessed fan base to market their businesses online. That is an example of an online biz owner and creator. She has a skill set that she has put in an online space and she is monetizing that. And using myself as an example, the coaching side of my business, the creative coaching that I do and the creative entrepreneur and writing coaching that I do is part of that online biz sphere, because I am taking a skill, which is coaching, and I'm creating packages and services that I am then putting online and monetizing, my services for creative entrepreneurs and writers who need them. For me, online biz is really the biz side of the scale of what being your own boss looks like. It is the work part in the sense that most of these things that people go into an online business are skill sets that are learned, or a trade that, well, yes, they may create passion, they still have the same kind of niche aspect in the traditional business world. The difference is that these people have decided to take what they do and be their own boss in it and find ways to monetize their skill set into and create an online business. Melissa Cassera, Marie Forleo, and myself with coaching are prime examples of taking a skill that we have and turning it into and morphing it into something that can be taught online, putting it online, and there's our business. And so that was what I was trying to do when I first started out. I thought I was full-blown in online biz, but I wasn't. And so this next one that we're going to talk about is creative entrepreneurship. And what this is, this falls into the realm of a passion, or the arts as we know it out there. Photography, dance, writing, drag. These are people who want to take their art and their creativity and things that have traditionally been known as arts and really not a quote unquote job, a real job, and turning that into their business. These are people who want to make money off their craft, whether that's drag, whether that's writing, whether that's photography. These are the crafts people and the artist of the online be your own boss sphere. And so an example of this is my friend Asia O'Hara, who was on RuPaul's Drag Race. She is making her living off of drag. She is a creative entrepreneur because she has laid out a path for herself that is very, very for her and about her, and has created and has found a way to create money doing what she loves, drag. Another example of this is the amazing visual artist, painter, Kent Youngstrom. He has found a way to sell his art, his craft online. He's had amazing partnerships with shoe brands that he's painting tennis shoes. He's found his own path and paved his own way to turn what he loves, art, into a business, into a way to make money and make a living off of what he loves. And if you take me, for example, I am a writer, a freelance writer who makes their living off of writing and doing what they love. Storytelling, drag. I have found a way and created my own way to make money doing what I love. And so when we look at the difference between what creative entrepreneurship is and what online business is, creative entrepreneurship is more of a self-made path. These are people who really have to create their own path. There's nothing out there in the world that says this is the way to make money as a writer, artist, creative business. These are people who are actually creating their own way. They are a creative entrepreneur because they want to take their art and their creativity and make money off of it. The only way to do that, there's no set standard, blueprint, nothing. They have to do it on their own. Online businesses, there's much more of a structure. It's not nearly as personal. It's more about getting your skill set out there and teaching others whatever that skill set is. Creative entrepreneurship, it's in the title. You have to get creative on how you are going to make money, because what works for you won't necessarily work for another artist. But this is true with any realm in this, the be your own boss sphere of online marketing biz that we're talking about. So creative entrepreneurship is my zone of genius. This is where I coach. This is where I live. This is where I want to help people. I want to help creatives make money off their art. So this is where I live, is in the creative entrepreneurship realm. And the last piece that we're going to talk about is the creatives. Now, when I think of creatives, I think of people who love and do things because they love creating. They love the act of creating. They have no desire to make money off of it. For example, I love astrology, I love tarot, and I love learning all of that, but I don't want to monetize it. Like, I don't want to make money off of it because it's what feeds my well for all the other things that I'm doing. And that is the biggest difference between being a creative and a creative entrepreneur, is that the creative stuff that we do, the dates, the art, whatever we do that feeds us, isn't necessarily the same thing that we want to monetize. Same thing with drag. I learned a long time ago that I love drag. It's a passion, but I don't necessarily want to make my living off of it because it's something I love doing for me as a way to express my queerness and be a part of my community and express my art in a very visual and different way. And so you know you're a creative if you just want to do what you do because you love it, and the idea of making money off of it just kind of doesn't sit right with you because it feeds you, it feeds your soul. It's something that feels like it's yours. And so to recap everything and bring everything back, the reason why this is so important and knowing which avenue you fall into is because this is going to guide you in where you need to go and grow and learn as you progress into this world of being your own boss. If you're an online business, your focus needs to be on how do you take your skills, how do you package that, how do you market that, how do you bring that out into the world, what are these things that you can do and services that you can create for other people, who is your market, who do you want to target. If you're a creative entrepreneur, you kind of already have an idea. It's built into what you do. If you're a writer, yes, you still need to know who your audience is, but you need to focus on getting the writing out and into the world as opposed to creating a skill set behind it. Now, do these things cross over? Absolutely. As a creative entrepreneur, I am also creating a writing class, which falls into the online biz sphere. So these are not cut and dry categories. They do overlap. There are intersections, but you have to get clear on what you are in order to make sure that you are growing in the direction that you need to go. And so creative entrepreneurs are really paving their own path. They're creating make a living off their art in their own image. They are doing it based on their craft, what they love and what they're good at. Creatives, on the other hand, just want to create. They want to do it for themselves. They want to fill the well. They want to ingest the amazingness that is going to help fuel their online business or their creative entrepreneurship. And the point is that we are all, as online business owners, as creative entrepreneurs, we're all a hybrid really of each. And the goal with this video is to help you understand a little bit more about the differences of what they are. That way you can start to figure out where you fall into. I hope that you have found this video useful, and I would love to know, after hearing and going through the 3 different areas, what you fall into now. Are you an online business owner? Are you a creative entrepreneur? Or are you just a creative who wants to create? I think knowing this is the first step in our journey to really building a successful business around ourselves and around our art and around our skill set. And on the creative entrepreneurship side, I will be, because that is a bigger video as well, so I'm going to be talking a little bit more about what creative entrepreneurship is in a separate video in the future, because there are also different kinds of entrepreneurs in this creative entrepreneurship. And so I hope that this has served you. Please like and subscribe to this channel and this video if you like it. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. I just hope that it served you in some way. Please let me know in the comments if it did, what you are, how I can help you along the way. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I will see you next week.